We had some buyers interested in buying a home in Hillsborough, but they're moving from across the country and checking out things like crime stats online to try to find the best place to live. When they told us they were concerned about crime in Hillsborough, we were like, crime in Hillsborough? But then we noticed some online crime tracking websites that said things like highest crime rate in America and 1 in 21 chance of being a victim of violent crime. But this was just not meshing with my experiences in Hillsborough, a beautiful, small, rural town with a close-knit, friendly community. We decided we needed to go undercover to figure out what was behind all this crime talk. We talked to the police to see what they had to say about crime in the area, and while we were in Hillsborough, we just could not help ourselves. We got into a little bit of trouble. I know you're not supposed to mess with historic areas, but it just looked like so much fun. Now, I don't live in Hillsborough, but usually when we go to visit, we take a walk along the Riverwalk. Hillsborough is in an area that's a little bit more hilly than Raleigh. Hillsborough is located about 10 minutes northwest of Durham and Chapel Hill. It's home to the Occoneechee State Mountain area, the highest point in Orange County, and Hillsborough is one of the few local places where you can actually get some elevation to see these kinds of beautiful views. Look at all this gorgeous exposed rock. You see this kind of topography on the north side of the triangle, but not so much on the south side. As much as I love Fuquay, I could do without all the sandy soil and fire ants. The Eno River also runs through Hillsborough, and the town has built parks and greenways all along the river from the east to the west side of town. There are these great independently owned restaurants and shops in the historic district of town, and just some beautiful architecture throughout the downtown area. We really like the Co-op grocery store that's right at the entrance to the Riverwalk. We usually see people there with their little dogs, drinking coffee or having lunch on the patio. Even as we went back to get this video footage, I just had a hard time imagining a town of hardened criminals causing a ruckus. One thing I hadn't been aware of in Hillsborough is the historic Occoneechee Speedway. This half-mile track was originally used to race horses until it was expanded for use by NASCAR. This trail is the only surviving dirt speedway from NASCAR's inaugural 1949 season. It was active from 1948 to 1968 and attracted top race car drivers and thousands of spectators in these stands. Timothy heard about the track and said, "We have got to race." But what are we going to race? So we're here at the Occoneechee Speedway. I actually spoke with the manager about our plans to race on the track, and he said that there were some rules we had to abide by. We can't have bicycles, we can't have anything motorized, and so we came up with this. convinced that Timothy rigged my car because it would not go forwards, it would only go backwards. So he won, but I'm calling foul. Now that we had torn up the streets in Hillsborough, still haven't seen any criminals around, we decided it was time to head over to the police station to have a little chat about crime in Hillsborough. We had hoped to get into the police station and be able to actually talk to them about crime in the city of Hillsborough, but you see they're actually closed due to COVID, so we're not able to do that. But I will tell you what they told me on the phone, which was whatever data that those online sources are gathering, they are not gathering it from the local police station here. They do not agree that those statistics are accurate, and there is not that kind of a crime problem in Hillsborough. So sorry you couldn't hear it from the horse's mouth, but that is what they told me on the phone.
So my husband and I and our son moved actually to the Triangle area about 4 years ago because my husband was hired on as a professor at UNC. And we loved living in the Triangle area, but we actually wanted to kind of move on the outskirts to a small community. And so we chose Hillsborough, partly because it's a little bit progressive leaning, and there's a good art community here, and also we have a lot of access to a lot of local natural areas. So we do a lot of hiking every day pretty much, and we have so many different places to choose from. It's amazing. So we came from northern Ohio. It's pretty flat. Here it's nice and hilly, but not too crazy. So we just love it here. Everybody's so kind and nice, and we really get like a sense of community here that we haven't necessarily felt, say, in Chapel Hill or surrounding areas.
So you found it easier to get connected with like people here?
Absolutely. Weaver Street actually was a good place to connect with people.
Yeah, we love Weaver Street.
Prior to COVID, you know, a lot of people like to hang out on the patio and just enjoy good food. And then you have the river going through town, which is so nice as well. And we do a lot of creek play down at 7 Mile Creek, which is just on the outskirts, kind of like a hidden gem. But we just love it. It's also a great location because you have access to both highways.
Right.
You get to Raleigh quick. You're kind of smack dab in the middle. You can go to the mountains or the beach in a few hours, and it's just a really good location.
Hillsborough is located about 10 minutes northwest of Durham and Chapel Hill. It's about a 25-minute drive to Research Triangle Park, 35 minutes to downtown Cary, and 40 minutes to downtown Raleigh. The other cool thing about Hillsborough's location is that it's almost halfway between Raleigh and Greensboro, so you have access to two different metropolitan areas. The median home price in Hillsborough is $375,000, and that gets you a newer home, less than 5 years old and around 2,400 square feet. You can also find adorable historic homes like this one, walkable to the downtown shopping district, or beautiful estate homes like this one on a handful of acres. If you liked this video, you might also like this one about Pittsboro, North Carolina, or this one about one of my favorite parks in the area, Umstead Park. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.